My lifetime, I was born in Looe and I've lived here all my lifetime. The farms, some even small like this, would have supported 2 or 3 people. The larger farms like we see behind us there, which are perhaps 600 or 800 acres, 30, 40 years ago would have had maybe 10, 15 people working on them. Now, one farmer, 2 or 3 huge tractors. We've lived here and farmed here in a very small way, mostly as a sort of self-supporting family, really. We've grown all our own vegetables and we had cattle and sheep and all that sort of stuff. But in the last few years, we've sort of turned things around and changed them a bit. The house, now the children's left home, we've made into a B&B, which is an eco-friendly organic B&B with solar panels and all the sort of things that you have. But the ground itself, we're now growing tomatoes, heritage tomatoes, which are these sort of old-fashioned, hopefully very tasty varieties. This one is known as Brandywine. It's a really old variety, but this is the best tomato for a sandwich. It's soft, incredibly flavoursome, and have a look inside. It doesn't have the core that a lot of larger tomatoes have. You can see it's really soft all the way through, and the flavour of that is absolutely delicious. It really is the best tomato for a sandwich. We worked in association with some other growers under the name of Buttervilla growers, and we produce a range of organic vegetables and fruit which we sell to different bunches of people. Basically high-class restaurants. We grow food which I would call fruit and vegetables for fine dining, but we also have a box scheme which is based at Kevrel, which is one of our sister farms that we work together as a community. The box scheme there has been running for many years, so we supply the box scheme as well as the restaurants.
But actually, I found the leaves were incredibly tasty, and so I put them in my salads as well. Kevrel Farm has been an organic farming community since 1974. Well, as you can see from where we are, we grow all sorts of delicate and beautiful plants. We'll grow and experiment with lots of growing techniques and lots of different unusual vegetables and unusual salads and herbs and flowers. Okay, up here we have red Russian kale grown to be a small leaf. The restaurant's like this. It's very decorative and pretty, with a nice rich brassica taste. In the last few years we've been expanding, and with meeting Robert from Buttervilla we've been moving into working with more restaurants, primarily 15, which we've enjoyed working with immensely.
Our connection with working with 15, which is probably how the fine dining started, because it certainly is fine dining at 15. I gave a talk to a organic foodie forum. My words at this forum was about the fact that, you know, small scale organic, hand grown, using those old tasty varieties, knock spots off any other sort of organic or conventional vegetables, and said my few words and dispatched myself to the back of the forum, and quickly was approached by Neil Haydock, who is the executive chef at 15, and Neil said, you know, we would be really interested if you can supply us with some stuff. So we weren't really supplying anybody at that time, so I thought, bugger, you know, okay Neil, yeah, we can supply you with some stuff. So Neil came over and saw us. We had a big plate full of Sean salad leaves, and I suppose the words I would use is it blew him away. What we're looking for is a mixture of shapes, sizes and colours, and tastes. Certainly they all taste different, and that's what the restaurant wants, because on the plate, as you can imagine, if you put 2 or 3 of these together, I think Neil would probably say this, I mean, a lot of the chefs would be happy just to eat a plate full of the tomatoes. And if we can achieve that, then I'm more than happy. Hopefully the stuff that we're producing now, we certainly seem to be getting the feedback that it tastes good. And I'm sure if we went more commercial and grew some of the other varieties, we could produce 20 times as many. But hey, you know, this is taste what we're after, and I think I got that. I mean, I eat loads of them, and this one is, it's a bit sweeter, that one, than some of the other ones. It doesn't have the acidity. It's got a more of a pronounced sweetness to it. Slightly thicker skin and a different texture in the mouth. So yeah, great. Another tomato, another day. What we were, our ethos and that's what we say, the overview of what we were really trying to produce is produce the finest food, support the local community, bring back jobs to Cornwall. And we would like to create a model of sustainability and eco-growing, but at the same time something that's profitable. The reason why a lot of the small farms have disappeared is because they've not been profitable. And to make them profitable, one of the things which is definitely necessary is that to market as a community. And I think if 15 bought from lots of individual people all the time, then maybe that would be so interesting. But because we work together as a community, I think it does draw in outside interest. We've certainly seen that from the people who are interested in what we're doing.
Here we have courgette plants we grow for 15. Courgettes en fleur, which we have like this, where we grow a small courgette with a courgette flower. 15 will stuff the flower and then add a filling and deep fry them. We will try and use basically fairly old techniques of using seaweed, animal manure, basically using the techniques that we used before the Second World War. The old growing methods grew very healthy crops and looked after the soil very well. It's imperative for us to keep the earth improving and keeping our environment ecologically balanced and healthy. We have the main time of the year when most of the students come and a few of the chefs, and we have alfresco dining down there on the campsite where all the students cook with a fire. It's a very beautiful day. That's happened the last 2 or 3 years.
I think the future is actually going back to the way it used to be in some respects. I would love to think that this whole area could support more small farmers. I think what we're aiming for now, it's sort of there. It's graspable now, and I think if we can make it work, then other people can use the same model to allow people that wish to have an interesting lifestyle also get an income from what they do.
Because I think that a lot of social problems are caused for people who can't see any future, and I think that growing food and seeing food grow actually subconsciously explains the future. I think that can really profoundly change things.
I would just like to think that, through perhaps a model of sustainability that we're producing here, it can be repeated, not only in Cornwall, but in other areas. And, that's what we're about. We're happy to share the knowledge that we've gained over the last few years and pass it on to other people so they can do the same thing that we do.